Welcome back to my channel. Just thought I'd do a garden update for early September. And I've really got to show you guys something. I never knew this. The bees sleep on the sunflower leaves overnight. See if I can find you another one. Hang on. There's one over here, this guy. Zoom in. I don't get too close to them because I don't mess them up because they're napping. But look at that. See if I can find another. I was out here earlier this morning doing deadheading and starting to clean things up, and I just saw these guys. So I'll give you a walk through the garden as it stands so far. Let's slowly pan so to make you sick. That's the big one. I've started my pots here, are the zinnias. They've got powdery mildew, and so they're starting to die out. And my cosmos over here are starting to chill. It's starting to get a little cooler. This one's fun. I planted some dahlia seeds, and this one actually came up, so I'm going to try to save the tuber. These are the nasturtiums, are doing pretty well. And my hydrangea over there is doing fine so far. Let's go over to the roses and the clematis. The clematis took off. The one on the left over here was a real slow starter, and it just decided to take off. There's two of them there. There's one up on the top. Here's my Marc Chagall rose, which is doing just beautifully. I mean, the flower's a little blown out now because we just had a rain last night, but it's doing real well. That is the Oh So Easy back there. No blooms on it right now. I just deadheaded it. That over there is the At Last. And that's the little miniature rose that I transplanted. It's doing okay. It does have a little fungal disease, but it seems to just keep cooking. The At Last are just here and here. They're just, you know, sitting quiet. I don't know if they'll bloom anymore. These dahlias have gone crazy though this year. Look at this guy. It's beautiful. That's another dahlia that I just deadheaded. And this one here too. And this one here too. Not a lot of floral action going there. The asters I planted last year are doing really nicely. And this is one rose I transplanted from the back of the garden. This is the one that's split. This, I think, has gone back to rootstock, which is called Dr. Huey, which most roses are in my area, which is in Michigan and northern areas, are, what's it called? Hybrids, grafted onto. But this is the side where the red and white striped one comes out. So that's starting to grow again. It's not real strong, but it's starting to grow again. The hydrangeas in the back are just hydrangeaing along. Hopefully next year they'll put on more growth. Let me slide back here. Let's see here. This is my Crown Princess Marguerite rose. She's a slow one for me. She's got a little new growth over there. You'll see the red coming up. But she's not exuberant like the next rose I'm going to show you, which I think is an amazing rose. This is Zephyrin Doran. I don't know how to pronounce it. Here, when I planted Zeph earlier this year, if you might remember, she was maybe this tall, but she's just kicking butt. She's growing really well. Let's see, let's get along here. This is the sweet Sweet Mademoiselle? Can't remember, I'll have to look. No flowers, but has put on a lot of growth here. And still putting on some growth. When you see roses, usually when they have red leaves like this, let's zoom in, that's your new growth. So you don't have to freak out about that. The rest of the bed over here, take a look. Sunflowers, just looking at you there. So let me slowly take you back down. Walk you along this way. That rose is amazing. To get around. I kind of have to be a little careful back in the wild area because there's lots of bees, lots of mosquitoes, so if you hear me squeaking and hollering, you'll know why. These are my cosmos. They've just gone gangbusters this year. And the zinnias. There. And the amaranth at the back. I've cut some of that, used it in flower arrangements. That is a fun plant. And then on this side, where my friends the bees are, all taking naps, the dark brown sunflowers and zinnias are coming to the end. They bloomed first. And as we come through here, sorry guys. Here, I'll give you a shot of this guy. Isn't that pretty? It's like a sunburst. And the lantana's still doing fine down here, and the dianthus, which is over here. I think that'll come back next year. I have some weeds to pull out here. And here is Wilbur the Wisteria, starting to move along a little bit more and climb. That's this plant here. And then we have, take you around to the sunflowers. Get this shot from this end. Amazing. Look at them all go. I like this teddy bear one right here. And the cardinal vine is here. That is a great vine. Oh, look here. You can see another little bee on that one. They just are snoozing away. I didn't know that. And that's a different kind of amaranth here. You can see it. It's green leaves with the red, whatever these things are called. Now these beds are getting kind of racked up, but my caladiums are doing really well. The monsters, I've cut back some of the echinacea has gone to seed. The Rebecca has gone to seed. I've been cutting some of that back. The daylilies are shot. I don't see the end of their time. My astilbe is still doing okay, but it's just, you know, it only blooms at a certain time and then that's it. Caladiums are great. These are the dogwoods I put in. They will have red bark in the winter. The leaves will drop and the stems will be bright red, supposedly. Like that caladium. The begonias are doing really well. I can't really see the sea foam back here because I've got too much junk. This grass kind of takes over and my neighbors don't take care of the grapevines, so yeah. Daylilies are pretty well done. And here is another dogwood I put in that there is something eating this. I've got to spray it. And this clematis is doing really well this year. Let's go up here. Get a good shot of my really shitty fence. And the heuchera doing really well here. Here's the other rose that I will transplant next year. Let's get that weed out. But there's a lot of new growth on this guy. And panning back this way. It's nice. Particularly when I get the lawn mowed. So in order not to disturb the little critters, I think I will go back around this way. Give it another shot of the sunflowers. They're just great this year. For me, you know, I lucked out. Last year they didn't do very well at all for me. It was real dry, no water. They need a lot of water. Oh, here's the other thing. Is I transplanted this rose. Of course, I transplanted in the heat of summer, which you're not supposed to do, right? This is the Garden Sun rose. It does yellow, apricot, pale roses. And I parked this guy here and tied him up. And I've been looking for new growth. Well, here's the new growth. Right there. It's come all the way up to that. In fact, right up here you can see. So I'm real happy about that. This may be new growth here. And this is new growth here. And here. So I did everything you're not supposed to do, but knock on wood, and we'll cross our fingers for next year. I'm gonna try to cut that back, get a saw and cut that back. And then hopefully there'll be no new growth from the bottom here. There's new growth here. And I'll be able to get that up over this arch. And we have the airplanes coming in now. And there's a shot of the garden from this angle. So now's the time of the year that you just start deadheading, and you know, when things like these pots, they all die out quicker. The zinnias will die out quicker. I'll just start taking them out and getting ready to put the garden to bed. And everybody, hope you all had a good gardening summer. It's been fun doing this, and then I have to actually sit down with a pencil and paper or PowerPoint or something and design this back bed. I talked to a gentleman who does my lawn for me about maybe putting in some paths. So we got to work that out. The hard part is when you sit down and try to figure something out, and then it's just like, well, I don't know if I'd like that, so you change it. I've done it about 10 times so far. So if you see any ideas, what I'm thinking is a path down through here, make this bed bigger up against the garage, make this, you know, kind of a regular shaped bed, so that I'll have room to plant more roses and things. And that'll do it for today. Hope you all have a great day, good gardening day. That sounds so lame, doesn't it? And I'll see you in the next one.